Hey guys, how is everyone doing? Before we begin the video properly, I have a quick update because I am going to be changing the schedule of Batman Be Vlogged. As you know, last year I put the series on hiatus to stand in solidarity with the writers and actors strikes because Batman Beyond is still owned by WB and is being released to be viewed on Max now, it's called, and WB is still profiting off it. I stopped it to stand in solidarity with the strikes. Once it was resolved, it took me so long getting back into the swing of things. Like, I don't think I started making the new videos and putting them out until like late February, early March, if I remember right. But yeah, because it took me so long to get back on the track, I kind of just want to be done with this project. I still like Batman Beyond. I'm still enjoying Batman Beyond, and I like doing Batman Be Vlogged. I just kind of want to speed things up to get this project finished and move on to other things. So, starting from here on out with this video that you're about to see, I am moving to a bi weekly upload schedule. Is that right, or does that mean once every 2 weeks? What I mean is that there will now be two videos uploaded every week, one on Monday, which is when I've been regularly doing it, and one on Thursday. So, without further ado, enjoy the rest of the video. Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Sir Jedi Sentinel, and welcome back to Batman Be Vlogged, the weekly vlog series where I review an episode of Batman Beyond after watching it for the very first time. Today, we are looking at episode 32, The Eggbaby, from a story by Hilary J. Bader and Alan Burnett, written by Hilary J. Bader, and directed by James Tucker. As always, because I do these unscripted, I am putting a blanket spoiler warning in place in case I do decide to talk about spoilers at some point during the video. This is a very fun episode. This is a much more comedic episode, something Batman Beyond doesn't do very often. From memory, I think the last comedic episode they did was Terry's friend dates a robot, which again, I'm sure there are other examples of comedic episodes elsewhere in the run up to this point, and who knows, maybe even after this point as well. But it's just, remember, I took that hiatus, so I don't remember what they were. I probably need to rewatch this series. Maybe I will after I finish, or maybe if my friends at Fresh Face Comics ever decide to cover Batman Beyond, I would like to be a guest on that episode. But anyway, this is a fun episode, as I was saying, and it's a trope that you used to see in sort of comedies, especially comedies that feature adolescent characters or a school setting is a major set piece of them that you don't really see anymore. As the title suggests, this is the Egg episode. What the Egg episode is at some point during the school. Oh god, sorry. It's kind of late. I was busy doing stuff, so my energy's kind of spent. But at some point, students in class, usually a health class of some kind, are assigned to be partnered up and take care of a fake baby. Something about learning responsibilities and learning about families and stuff like that. Sometimes it is a baby doll, sometimes it is an actual egg. Here in the Eggbaby, it's a computerized egg, and just the way they function is a little creepy, not gonna lie. Terry needs this project to be successful because, he is failing his health class. It was like family life class, I think it was called, so he needs this A really badly. And he is partnered with Blade, one of the popular girls at Terry's school, one of the background characters. If you remember, did I talk about it in that review? She was kind of a catalyst to the events of Golem. And that is one aspect of this episode that is a little disappointing. We don't get enough of Blade. After setting up this episode and what it's going to be, every time she shows up, she is ditching the egg with Terry to go on a date with her boyfriend. I will say this episode, in regards to the assignment itself, builds up to a punchline that is actually pretty hilarious. It's just, like I've said, episodes that revolve around Terry's school which this episode actually doesn't. I'm not a fan of because for the most part, all of the characters except for Terry, Max, and Dana are kind of just caricatures and cardboard cutouts and stereotypes. We never get more to them, and I thought this could be an opportunity to do that, but of course that isn't what happens. And also, this is another episode where Terry's personal life and superhero life interject because Blade keeps ditching the Eggbaby with him, and he then has to go on assignment as Batman because his mom won't help him, Max won't help him, and Bruce won't help him. There was also a funny scene with Ace interacting with it. It was just cute. Meanwhile, a new criminal in Gotham named, what was her name again? Ma Mayhem, and her two sons are going around conducting a series of jewel heists. Ma Mayhem is voiced by Kathleen Freeman, an actress who was very busy from like the 60s or 70s up until her death in the early 2000s. I best know her as the teacher in the opening scenes of Hocus Pocus, the one telling the class the story of the Sanderson sisters. But she has a very extensive list of credits. She's great, and, because this episode opens on her conducting a jewel heist with her two sons, this is the first sign that this episode is much more comedic in nature. And from memory, like I said, all I can really remember is Terry's friend dates a robot. Unlike some of the past comedic episodes of Batman Beyond, the comedy here actually lands. I think this is a really hilarious episode. There's a lot of fun clips. There's a lot of fun quips and a lot of fun one-liners from the classmates in Terry's class. For example, there's a scene of Terry and a couple of the other male students all carrying the eggs and waiting for their partners. That's another problem with this trope, I feel. It's very heteronormative. No wonder it kind of died out because, that's just not what family dynamics are like anymore. They have changed. Also, on top of that, this isn't the whole, baby assignment isn't really a thing anymore. Like, in my experience, I graduated in 2012. When I got to high school, when I got to middle school in my health class, it was offered as an optional assignment. Like, you didn't have to do it. And then when I got to high school, it wasn't a thing at all. So, which, is probably just a good explanation of why you don't see this trope or type of story anymore. But also, it's just also very heteronormative. Like I said, there is, it doesn't really, every time this kind of episode does come up in a comedy or something, which again is becoming exceedingly rarer, you don't really see, any commentary on the way family dynamics have changed. But that's a tangent for another time, and one that I am not equipped to handle. So, also Will Friedle gives a really good performance here. I know I've been saying Friedle the entire time I've been doing this series. In other videos and stuff, I've heard people say Friedel. I'm going to stick with Friedle. I should probably look into how he says it. But Will Friedle also gives a really good performance here. Just, because we get such strong focus on Terry. Even in the scenes with Batman, because he has to do this assignment on top of trying to stop this jewel heist, we get a lot more focus on Terry. Like, the scenes where he's Batman, it doesn't feel like he's Batman, is the point I'm getting to. I don't have much more to say. The Eggbaby is just a fun episode. It's one of Batman Beyond's better comedic episodes. Will Friedle and Kathleen Freeman are highlights. It's just playing on a tired trope that's kind of died out. So if you're a younger person watching this episode, you might not get it. That's the best way I can sum it up. But those are just my thoughts. Have you seen The Eggbaby? What are yours? Please start a conversation in the comments below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Click the bell next to subscribe to get notifications when I upload. And in the description box below, you'll find the link to my socials where you can follow me and get updates on the channel. This is Sir Jedi Sentinel, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 33.